So on Saturdays, usually Rob is in the morning or just when we open, and then Matt comes in later in the afternoon. And what's interesting about these two guys, it's always interesting to see the way people kind of shop for vinyl. Rob will basically go through pretty much everything in the store when it comes to like sleeved pre-owned vinyl, the good pre-owned vinyl, and then the brand new vinyl. And he won't carry anything around, not one thing. But then when he's ready to go, he remembers what he's decided what he's wanted in his mind, and he goes, yoink, 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 yoink. Maybe one yoink, maybe four yoinks. It depends, which I think is interesting. And then there's the opposite end of the spectrum where Matt will come in late on Saturdays, and he'll come in and grab like almost like the first record he sees, like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. And then he'll carry that around for like 10 minutes, come over, talk to me. We'll BS a little bit. Always good talking to him. And then he'll disappear for a while. And then he'll come back and he'll be holding a different record, completely different than the one he initially picked up. We'll BS for a little while, and then he'll disappear for a while. And then he'll come back and he'll be holding another record, a different record. So 2 different records or 3 different records in total now. And then we'll talk for a little bit, and then he'll disappear for a bit. And then either I'll see him come up to the counter to take care of business, or it'll be like, all right, I'm heading out. Okay. And usually what happens by the time he gets to the counter for that 4th album, it's a different album again. So anyways, good times at the El Royale. Good times at the El Royale. Hey, it's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre, it's TC, everybody. How you doing? We are hanging out here on a Monday, and we're talking vinyl. Welcome to Vinyl Tour. It's a daily journey into the world of vinyl, some concert stuff, and just music in general. We like having a good time all the time. You know, they say you got to do something for 35 straight days to make it a habit. So, yeah, you know, we're coming up, I don't know. So it'll be 7 weeks, basically, since we're doing this 5 days a week. So if you are tuning in, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What's going on the big show today? Well, we're going to talk a little Roger Waters, Dark Side of the Moon redo, as I do my best Captain Picard facepalm. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Chris Stapleton, a little update on that, his new album, Higher. And then the Oppenheimer soundtrack coming out from Mondo. We won't have it in the store, but hey, a good soundtrack is a good soundtrack. The cool vinyl is a cool vinyl, so I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to, you know, oh, we don't have it at rockthistownrecords.com. Wink, wink, wink. No. If I see something that's cool, like from Mondo, I'm going to tell you about it because, yeah, it's cool, in my humble opinion. And then we'll finish up with our gateway song of the day. I keep calling it the getaway song. It's the gateway song of the day, and it's from the band. Hey, show some respect. 33 years since In the Heart of the Young came out. Do you know the record? Do you know the band? In the Heart of the Young is the name of the album. 33 years ago, which would have been 1990. It's Winger. We're going to talk about Winger here coming up. Plus, there's like a TV show that Kip Winger's in now about the 80s rock scene. It was pretty good. It was on Paramount, so we'll talk about that in just a bit. Let's get started with Mr. Roger Waters. I'm definitely a David Gilmour. I'm in David Gilmour's fan club more than Roger Waters. But, you know, Roger Waters, very talented guy. I think he's like 80 now. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. I guess not. But I'm just pointing out that he's 80. It's just, I was telling Jennifer, like in the next 15 years, there is going to be so many artists that we lose from the 70s and the 80s. I mean, hard to believe, but yeah, some of these guys who were hit it big in the 80s are in their 60s, you know? Mid-60s maybe. And okay, life expectancy is a wonderful thing, and let's hope everybody lives a long life, but we're going to see a lot of these bands just disappear, which kind of frustrates me. I wish that in some ways, you know, like Foreigner, they really, I mean, other than Mick Jones coming out for a few songs, you know, there's nobody kind of going to continue that that flame, you know, carry the torch. And that disappoints me. I like that, you know, Cheap Trick has got, what, 2 members in their band that are sons of, they've got Dax Nielsen, which is Rick Nielsen's son. And then they've got Robin Zander's son. I don't remember his first name, unfortunately. He's in the band too, kind of. And then it's obviously Tommy Peterson, Robin Zander, and Ricky Nielsen as kind of the big three, since Bunny is no longer performing with them anymore. But it's going to be disappointing when these bands just disappear. I mean, look at the Stones. I mean, in 15 years, yeah, the Stones aren't going to be around. Hell, in 5 years, they may not be around. I mean, the Stones will continue as long as Mick and Keith are still in the band. And if something happened to Keith, would the Stones continue with Ronnie and with Mick? That's the $20 question. I don't know. They might, but we'll see. But obviously without Mick, then the band goes away. So I digress. So Roger Waters has decided in his infinite wisdom to re-record The Dark Side of the Moon. Okay. There's going to be a blue vinyl version that's coming out. You can get it from the Mighty Rock This Town Records in beautiful Gilbert, Arizona, if you like. I don't know what to make of this. As far as albums go, I think "Wish You Were Here" is Pink Floyd's best album. I know people would fight me on that, saying it's Animals, saying it's The Wall. I know Jennifer would fight me on that. She thinks it's. I think she says she thinks it's The Wall. But obviously, The Dark Side of the Moon is just kind of one of those legendary records. But for me, I'm taking "Wish You Were Here." I just love that record. It's so good. But yeah, I don't know. A re-record, a redo of an album that doesn't include Richard Wright or David Gilmour Nick Mason. Wow. Sorry, Nick. I almost forgot. I don't know if it's my cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe I'll listen to it a little bit of online. But why would I listen to that when I can listen to The Dark Side of the Moon, right? I mean, there's a novelty standpoint, but it's not like it's like Taylor Swift re-recording her albums. It's not like David and Nick and, well, Richard's no longer with us, got all back together and they started recording this. It's not like they called up, who did the, what's his name? Alan Parsons did the engineered that record. So it's not like they called up Alan Parsons and said, hey, can you engineer this record? Because having a good engineer is the key if you're going to re-record stuff, in my humble opinion. Because the songs, I mean, the producer is great, but the producer's already kind of done his job. Max Martin already did his job on Reputation in 1989 with Taylor Swift. So all they got to do is get back Shellback, who produced, but I think he also engineered and stuff. So as long as Taylor gets Shellback back, well, then everything will be fine. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. So just wanted to make you aware of it in case you were interested. Hey, Chris Stapleton's got that new album coming out. Was it November, I think? Called Higher. Turns out there's going to be a Bone vinyl exclusive at the Mighty Rock This Town Records. If you're interested. If you're not, well, then that's cool. There's like different variants, I'm sure, from Amazon. I know there's one from Amazon. There's other places as well. So, Chris Stapleton. I don't know. Are you familiar with Chris Stapleton? But what is it? Jen and I played the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem that he did here in Phoenix earlier this year, again on the mighty YouTube. And gotta say, man, that guy kicked ass on the national anthem, man. It was really good. Played guitar on it. And there's one point when he drops in like a low E and stuff, and it's just like, oh my God, that was beautiful. So I don't know. Seek it out if you're into Chris Stapleton, or if you're just into great Super Bowl performances. You know, it's like Whitney doing the Super Bowl, which I think was in '92 at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Since I'm a Minneapolis kid, I should remember that. I think Whitney did the Super Bowl national anthem there. And then, of course, got to respect my guy Prince in 2007, was that? In Miami, in the rain, doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And then other than that, is there any Super Bowls that stand out to me? Probably not. I did enjoy the Dr. Dre one when you get 50 Cent showing up. You got Eminem there. You got Mary J. Blige. You got Snoop Dogg. I thought that was pretty good. Taylor Swift, in case you're curious about doing the Super Bowl. No, she will not be doing the Super Bowl this year. She will be on tour. I think she has a show that night of the Super Bowl. So no chance it'll be Taylor Swift. I don't know who I hoped it would be at this point. I mean, clearly, I don't know. I mean, I think Jen and I were talking about that recently, and she had a good idea, but I don't remember what it was. I mentioned Lana Del Rey. because Lana's still popular. Though I've noticed there's a lot of people selling Lana Del Rey records now. They're coming into the store. People are selling Lana Del Rey. I don't know if that's because she's not really touring behind the new album, which I think is unfortunate. Because from what I've seen, she's pretty good live, except at Glastonbury, which was interesting. But whatever, whatever. So there you go. Hey, one more vinyl release I want to mention today, then we'll get to our song of the day. Oppenheimer, original motion picture soundtrack. I have not been to see it. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. It started with Memento. I loved Memento. And then The Prestige. I love The Prestige. Prestige was great. What was it? David Bowie playing Nikola Tesla. And yeah, fantastic movie. I love that movie. Inception, I loved. Insomnia, I have a hard time watching that movie, but maybe that's the point of it, because I have a hard time watching it. But yeah, I loved Inception. And then what else am I missing? Obviously, The Dark Knight was fantastic. And then the other two Batman movies. Dunkirk really didn't, I fell asleep during it. I need to rewatch that one. Tenet, I've never seen. And I think there's another movie that I'm missing somewhere in there. The Missing? Is it Missing? That was like a really, really early Following. That's what it was. Yeah. So anyways, but Oppenheimer, triple LP from Mondo, I think is online, I think this Friday. It's kind of an orangest atomic bomb colored vinyl. Looks very cool. I don't know if you went and saw that this past weekend. Myself and Jennifer are probably going to go see the new Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible. And then what else after that? Probably Oppenheimer. Not really a Barbie guy. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Not so much, but I salute. Congratulations on that movie doing well. So there you go. Finally, Getaway Song of the Day. See, Getaway. I keep calling it Getaway. It's the gateway song of the day, Easy Come, Easy Go by Winger. Now, Winger took a lot of crap in the 90s, late 80s, 90s with Metallica, Lars Ulrich in the Nothing Else Matters video throwing darts at a picture of Kip Winger. Obviously, the Beavis and Butthead thing with Winger. But, I mean, Kip Winger had kind of a tough go. I mean, his wife was killed in a car accident, 15, 17 years ago? I mean, got a feel for the guy, man. And I loved the first single that they put out way back in the day, Madeleine. And then, some of the other stuff, the single 17, that's not so great. But there was some other stuff that they put out over the years that I thought was pretty good. There's a song called Easy Come, Easy Go, which obviously I mentioned here. But In the Heart of the Young, I don't know if I'd ever buy the album, but it's a good album to listen to. There's some other song I'm forgetting. I think it was on their third album that I liked. But anyways, there you go. And actually, In the Heart of the Young was produced by Beau Hill, which Beau had like a really quick run of really good stuff there for a while. He did the Rat albums. I think he did like the first 3 maybe, including Out of the Cellar and then Invasion of Your Privacy. And then he obviously did the Winger record, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, kind of a Beau Hill fan. I'm a fan of producers and stuff. So give me a little Mutt Lange, give me a little Jeff Lynne, give me a little Bob Rock, give me a little Dr. Dre, stuff like that. Fantastic. Kanye West was kind of a producer before he was Kanye West. So there you go. Last thing, Sandy, who works in the store, she recommended a show on Paramount Plus called I Wanna Rock. It's like a little 3-part show about the history of kind of 80s rock in some ways, and they spotlight Kip Winger's in it, Dave Snake Sabo from what's the band there? Skid Row, John Corabi, who was in Motley Crue for their 1994 self-titled record, which was great. Hooligan's Holiday is a fantastic song. And then some other people. And then there was this manager woman who apparently started off by managing Motley Crue, and then they got rid of her. And then she managed Poison, and then they got rid of her. And then she found Guns N' Roses. She managed them. These are all before the bands hit big. And then Guns N' Roses got rid of her. So talk about a trifecta. I mean, my God. Apparently, some record company offered Poison like $25,000 to go in and record what would become Look What the Cat Dragged In. And she was like, this is a bad decision. And they went and recorded it, and that thing obviously sold, several million copies, 4 or 5 million copies to get Poison on the way. I don't know. I like Poison to a certain degree, but I just don't understand the appeal, man. People come out for Poison, man. They can fill, I guess they just put on a good live show. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, Bret Michaels is as cheesy as that guy is in some ways. He puts on a hell of a show, so I salute Bret, man. He's crushing it. So that's very cool. But yeah, the show, if you want to check it out on Paramount Plus, it's like, I think it's called I Wanna Rock, or that's like the subtitle, but I'm sure if you just search for Motley Crue or Poison or whatever. Dee Schneider's in it as well. Dee Schneider, whatever, however you say his last name. I can never say Schneider versus Snyder. I always get those two confused. So there you go. All right, let's put the big show in the book. I'm all hepped up. Boom, boom, boom. Rock and roll all night. I'm going to party every day. Look What the Cat Dragged In. Appetite for Destruction. Dr. Feelgood. Don't talk to this woman who managed all 3 of those bands about those albums because, yeah, that didn't go so well. All right, we good? We good. Big show in the book. I'll see you in the emergency room.